Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory, and it says human motivation is driven by 5-tier pyramids of needs, ranging from basic survival to self-actualization. Most of us know the top hierarchy ends with self-actualization, but that's not the full story. Later in his life, Abraham Maslow revised his model. Self-actualization is about becoming your best version of yourself, best self. Growth, potential, achievement, creativity. But Maslow noticed even highly self-actualized people were still not fully satisfied about their lives. He introduced a higher layer, self-transcendence, moving beyond the isolated self entirely. This means less me becoming better, more me becoming connected to something larger than me. Acts of service, compassion, devotion, unity with life. In Buddhism, the Buddha did not frame liberation as self-improvement. He framed it as understanding the constructed nature of self. In the teachings on non-self and dependent origination, what we call me is not a fixed entity, but a flow of conditions, process of cause and effect, body, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Nothing exists independently. Everything arises in relation. So in Buddhism, liberation is not becoming a better self. It is seeing through the illusion of a separate, fixed self. That is very close to what Maslow later called self-transcendence, identity dissolving into connection. But Buddhism goes further in method. Maslow describes the destination, the Buddha gives a training path. We live in a world obsessed with and overly focusing on self-optimization, self-branding, self-performance. Even spirituality becomes self-improvement. But both Maslow's later work and Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology point to quite the same direction. When identity loosens, attention opens towards something greater than me. When attention opens, compassion emerges naturally and feel the sense of belongingness and connection to those actually make our lives sustained and available and joyous. A narrowed sense of self puts you more frequently into fight or flight mode, avoidant, defensive, and overly sensitive in everyday life. At work, in relationships, in every small situation, everything can feel annoying and stressful. Or you see yourself the best, the most important, the center of everything in a selfish, egoistic way. Both happen from being too self-centered. What we call higher consciousness might actually be the softening of the boundary we call me, and that means you become freer, more open, and more flexible, and you'll find every little thing's joyful in your life.